Hey guys, what's up? We are going to be playing Magic the Gathering Arena today for the first time, though I have played this in the past off camera, though I don't think I've done any of this on camera. If I have, I've forgotten. But yeah, I haven't played this in a few years, I want to say. Like most card games, I haven't played Pokemon in a long while too. Though Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably the closest thing on the timeline that I've played, but because of that, that means I have all these packs that I've never opened because I didn't open them off camera. I just let them sit there. But most of these, like I think War of the Spark is around when the game came out, right? So this is all the way to like the beginning of the game. So most of these you can't even use anymore. I think anything that's not from here on can't be used. I'm assuming from the Phyrexia upwards. I'm not sure, but we're at least going to do that, and I guess I'll probably end up playing. I probably won't actually do anything with those packs, anything with the cards. I won't make a deck, I'll just use the starter stuff, because I don't want to get too serious into the game. We'll see how we go, because I've deleted all my decks, because they don't work anymore. I just left the Vraska one here that I had back in the day. Like, that tells you when I was playing that Vraska was, legal? Question mark? Still? Oops, I did not mean to remove her. I just wanted to look at her. Discard changes. But yeah. That's how long it's been, but let's just go open the packs, because that's at least going to be the most interesting thing here, since we are probably going to lose every game we play, because we're going to be using a starter deck. I don't know the rarities here. So that's a common, I think. That's a common, 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 and common. So yeah, a bunch of commons. This is a rare. That's a uncommon wild card. And this is a rare. No, this is common, uncommon. That's an uncommon. This is a rare. Togar Famine Incarnate. I think I had like, for some reason that seems familiar from when I was playing. Because this is like what, this pack is several years old by now. Okay, random wild card added. So that is a uncommon as well. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. That's also a uncommon. This is like a land? Yeah, it is like a land. Destroy target land, so destroy this land to destroy your opponent's land. Okay, another rare. Traxus, Scourge of Krug. So I should read these three up here. We can skip the commons, but just start reading these ones up here. Traxo, Scourge of Krug, enters the battlefield taps and doesn't untap during your untap step. Whenever you cast a historic spell, untap Traxus. Okay. A common wild card, okay. Bloodstone Goblin, charge. Thalid Omnivore. Sergeant at Arms. Then a uncommon. Yargle, Glutton of Urborg. When Zenlocks, Lieutenant Yarkul. Oh, this is just flavor text, we don't care about that. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just a 5-cost 9/3, and then we have a Tatyova, Benthic Druid. Landfall, whenever you land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw 1. That's pretty good, but it costs 5 to play, including 1 green, 1 blue. And this is a mythic rare. Orange on the corner here means mythic rare. Muthdraw, Mldrotha, the Gravetide. That's a 6 cost, so 3 colorless, and then 3 of any color, and then a black, a green, and a blue. So you have to be playing a triple color deck. Legendary creature, elemental avatar. That's a 6/6. That's a 6/6 that costs 6. During each of your turns, you may play a land and cast a permanent spell of each permanent type from your graveyard. From each type, so means you can play a land, a sorcery, and an instant, I think is what that means, right? Okay, take me to Ravnica. Ravnica Allegiance? Yeah, Allegiance. Axebane Beast. Imperious Oligarch. Blade Juggler, I remember this card. Spectacle, so +3. You may cast the spell for a spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. So you can just play this cheaper if you have done damage to them at some point. This turn, when Blade Juggler enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to you, and you draw 1. Noxus Scrudion, Syndicate Messenger, Orzhaz Enforcer, this is of course these are both uncommons. Creature, Human Rogue, Death Touch, Afterlife 1. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. That's pretty good. This is a 2-cost 1/2 that has Death Touch and some of the 1/1 flyer when it dies. And then Skatewing Spy. 4-cost 2/3. You can play 6 to adapt 2 if this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, so you tap it to get an extra 2/2. Or you pay the cost, I mean, to get an extra 2/2. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has flying, so you put this out there, somehow it lasts long enough to get 6 mana. I mean, it costs 4 mana to play this, so 2 turns from that, you can pay 6 to give it, make it a 4/5, and then give it flying as well. Then this is a rare Tomb of the Guild Pact, 5 of any color artifact. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, draw a card, add 1 mana of any color. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color. I've got a wild card rare. Sector's Valley, Rumble Reading, Steeple Creeper, Stony Strength, Impassioned Orator, a uncommon Incubation that can also be a Incongruity. So Incubation, this is a green or blue to play that. Those top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Or exile target creature. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token. Okay, that costs 3 for that. That's basically a polymorph. You're paying 3 to remove something and turn it into a 3/3 frog. And usually when you poly something, you turn it into a frog, so it's like right on the nose. Then Windstorm Drake, a 5-cost 3/3 with flying. Other creatures you control with flying get +1, so other creatures, not itself. This is just a rare Blood Crypt, just a black-red land, which as Blood Crypt enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped, and you can tap it to get red or black mana. Senate Courier, Debtor's Transport, Dead Revels, Night of Sorrows, Goblin Gathering, yeah, that's always a good one. We've already had that one before, I know I've seen it before. Night of the Last Breath. That's a 7 cost that requires a white and a black. You can pay 3, sacrifice another non-token creature, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature, token with flying, afterlife 3, which means when it dies it creates a this creature I create 3 1/1s with flying. That's not bad. Dovin's Acuity. When Dovin's Acuity enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw a card. Whenever you cast an instant spell during your main phase, you may return Dovin's Acuity to its owner's hand. Which we've apparently seen this before. A rare. Growth Chamber Guardian. Creature Elf Crab Warrior. Apparently not new. You pay 3 to adapt to, so give it an extra 2/2. So it's a 2 cost 2/2 that you can pay 3 to give it another 2/2 on top of that. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a Growth Chamber Guardian, you may search your library for a card named Growth Chamber Guardian, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. So I don't know if that means that when anything called Growth Chamber Guardian gets a +1/+1, you can just grab whatever you want or not. I'm not sure. Or grab another one and then keep stacking. Two wild cards here. Aven Eternal, Wall of Ruins. I've seen that before back in the day. Bloodstep Reaver, Iron Bully, Bolt Bend. Pay 4. This spell costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. Okay, Alien.
Wild animals I like.
Oh, Planeswalker.
People, not so much.
Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. I wasn't expecting that. Though this apparently is only a rare, so she's not even a mythic. So I'm not too familiar with Vivian because I think she was later. I'm more familiar with the early ones, like Jace, Chandra, Liliana. Like Vivian came in later, but we at least know her from the skins in Smite. Legendary Planeswalker Vivian. You may cast creature spells as though they had flash. I think that means you can play them as if they're instants. I think that's what flash means. Yeah, you can cast an instant. So you can just summon creatures on your opponent's turn. So +1 until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gains vigilance and reach. That's pretty good. Or look at the top 3 cards of your library. Exile 1, face down, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order for as long as it remains exiled. You may look at that card and you may cast it if it's a creature spell. Okay. Another wild card there. Tefari's Time Twists, Banehound, Vivian's Grizzly, Wanderer's Strike, Sarkhan's Catharsis. This is all characters. Why is this pack specifically a bunch of characters? Like Tefari's Time Twist, Vivian's Grizzly, Wanderer's Strike, Sarkhan's Catharsis. Like Tefari's a Planeswalker, Vivian's a Planeswalker. Sarkhan, I don't know if he's a Planeswalker or not. That's like a coin flip. I don't think Wanderer is. Wanderer's not, but they're a special character nonetheless. Like a legendary human or something. Prison Realm, that's Nico Bolas, right? Enchantment. When Prison Realm enters the battlefield, exile target creature or Planeswalker and opponent controls until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield. When Prison Realm enters the battlefield, scry 1. And then Bond of Revival. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until your next turn. That's not bad. I mean, you have to pay 5 for that, but... Just a rare Blast Zone. Blast Zone enters the battlefield with a charge counter on it. Tap to add one colorless mana, I think is what that icon is. Pay 2 plus tap, put X charge counters on Blast Zone. Pay 3 and tap. Sacrifice Blast Zone. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on Blast Zone. That's an interesting mechanic, I think. Just literally blow stuff up. Makeshift Battalion. Casamina's Transmutation. Heartfire. Naga Eternal. Semit's Sprints. And these uncommons are Pledge of Unity. That's pay 3, 1 green and 1 white required. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. You gain 1 life for each creature you control. I mean, that's not bad. But is that... You have Johnny there, but you also have... I forget that guy's name. The guy in the middle with this, holding the sword up. But he's apparently dead in the canon now? Gideon, yeah, this is his name up there in the text, that black box up the top right. It's giving like some flavor text. Yeah, Gideon's dead apparently. He died during the War of the Spark. Davriel, Rogue Shadow Mage. Was it War of the Spark? I don't know. Something like that. Nicol Bolas or something killed him. He was trying to save Liliana. Davriel, Rogue Shadow Mage. Plus, oh, it pays, costs 3 to play this. 1 black. Legendary Plains. Well, this is just a Planeswalker. That didn't even click. This is a Planeswalker. What? Davriel, I'm not familiar with this person. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, Davriel, Rogue Shadow Mage, deals 2 damage to them. That's interesting. -1, target player discards a card. Okay, so he doesn't have a way to gain loyalty? I forget what this is called when you give them minuses and pluses, but you can only use that ability twice. If you use it a 3rd time, it disappears, because it only has 3 life on it, that 3 on the bottom. So you want to use it to try to get them down to 1 card, so that they keep taking damage every turn. Oh, a rare wild card, okay. Okay, we're off to Throne of Eldraine. Garen Brigg Paladin, Unexplained Vision, Bake into a Pie, destroy target creature, create a food token. What? That's a 4-cost kill card that creates a food token? For you? Pay 2 and tap, sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life. Okay, that's kind of crazy. You kill something and turn it into a pie, and then you eat the pie to gain 3 life. Mystic Sanctuary, Sage of the Falls. This is a merfolk. 4 costs. Whenever Sage of the Falls or another non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Mysterious Path Lighter, 3 costs. Needs a white. Flying, each creature you control that has an adventure enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. It doesn't need to have gone on the adventure first. I don't know anything about adventures. This is like, I wasn't playing when they added that mechanic. Not that we're going to see that today. Sorcerer's Spyglass, 2 of any color. As Sorcerer's Spyglass enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cannot be activated unless their mana abilities. Okay. Wicked Guardian, Twainvale Treefolk, Weapon Rack, Barge Inn, Lochthwain Gargoyle, Hypnotic Sprite. This has an adventure. Mesmeric Glare, that costs 3, instant adventure. Counter the target spell with mana value 3 or less, and it just has flying as well. So I don't know if you can just use that when it's on the field. Is that how it works? You may cast this card as an adventure. After you do exile it, you may then cast a creature later from exile. Okay, so you want to use the adventure first, which is a counter spell for 3. Then you can pay 2 to just summon it as a 2/1 flyer. Rampart Smasher, 4 of any combination of red and greens. Rampart Smasher cannot be blocked by knights or walls. Very specific. Like knight, so mostly white cards. Maybe there's some black, like skeleton knights, maybe? I don't know, but can't be blocked by knights. That's crazy. By crazy, I mean meh. Oh, a mythic rare. As can be seen by the orange icon. Wrinkle, Master of Pranks, legendary creature, fairy rogue. Flying in haste. Wonder if Wrinkle, Master of Pranks, deals combat damage to a player. Choose any number. Each player discards a card. Each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Each player sacrifices a creature. Okay, that's interesting. With 4 cost to play him. 2 need to be black. And 4 costs 3/3 with situational stuff. Battered Cow, Rosestone Halberd, Ogre Errant, Steel Gaze Griffin, Reaper of Night has an adventure. So for 4, target opponent discards 2 cards. I mean, making someone discard 2 cards for the cost of 4 isn't bad, right? But then you have to pay 7 to actually summon the creature. Whenever Reaper of Night attacks, if defending player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, it gains flying until the end of turn. Okay, so it combos with that. You cast its adventure to make them thin their hand, and then it gains flying when they don't have enough cards in their hand. We've already seen Sage of the Falls. That's just a wild card. Because there's just a portfolio of fancies. Player have no maximum hand size. Pay 2 of any color and tap. Each player draws X cards. So pay 2 mana to then have each player draw 2. And then 3 and a tap. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in their hand. Okay, a mill deck in Magic. Interesting. Scophis, War Leader. Relentless Pursuit. Underworld Charger. Is that a nightmare? It is a nightmare. Elysian Curated. Myers Grass. Hateful Eidolon. Wait, we're in, what, Theros Beyond Death? I haven't been reading the names. Link, a life link, which means whenever it does damage, you gain that health back. Whenever an enchanted creature dies, draw a card for each aura you controlled that was attached to it. Mirror Shield, equipped creature gets 2 health and has hexproof, and whenever a creature with Death Touch becomes blocked by this creature, destroy that creature. Okay. Just a rare Dryad of the Elysian Grove. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. That is crazy, question mark. Why is that just a 3 cost? Would you get to play 2 lands a turn? Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to the original types, and they're whatever type you want them to be. Why is this only a 3 cost? And not even a mythic rare. It's just a regular rare. You get to play 2 lands and they're every single color. Captivating Unicorn, Lampard, Lampid of Death's Vigil, Heliod's Pilgrim, Traveler's Ambulance, Omen of the Hunt, Mire Triton, Death Touch. When Mire Triton enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards and you gain 2 life. Okay. Furious Rise. This is a 2 cost, by the way. 2 costs, 2/1. I keep forgetting to do that. 3 costs. Enchantment at the beginning of your end step. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until you exile another card with Furious Rise. Okay. Ooh, oh, whoa, a mythic rare wild card. Okay. I think these wild cards just mean you can grab whatever card you want. You can just craft whatever card you want, so that's kind of a big deal. We just got whatever we want. Moss Viper, Death Touch 1/1/1. That's not bad because that's a green card. That's not a black. It's a green card with Death Touch that only costs 1. Traveler's Amulets, Triumphant Sage, Triton Wave Rider, Eutropia, the twice favored legendary creature human wizard. A 3 cost, requires a green and a blue, 2/2. Constellation. This ability triggers when an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, is what Constellation does. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That creature gains flying until the end of turn, so you can put it on itself if it wanted. Dreamshaper Shaman, 6 cost for a 5/4. Enchantment creature Minotaur Shaman. At the beginning of each end step, you may pay 3 and sacrifice a non-land permanent. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Just a rare. So this is a land, a white-blue land. It lets you scry one, which look at the top card of your library. You may put that card on the bottom of your library if you don't want it. Ferocious Typhon, Relentless Pursuit, Pious Wayfarer, Triumphant Surge again. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, gain 3 life. The 4-cost kill card. Final Death. That's technically a kill card too. Commanding Presence. Enchanted creature gets 2/2 and has first strike, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. That's pretty good. Field of Ruin, that's just a black land. No, it's not even a black land. Tap to add a colorless mana. Pay 2 and tap to sacrifice itself to destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. A non-basic land, which means this can kill lands that are like this. Each player searches their library for a basic land card, puts it onto the battlefield, and shuffles. So you blow up their twin land and force them to replace it with a regular land, which could mess up their mana synergy or whatever. That's just a rare, but Nadir Kraken. Creature Kraken, this is a 3/2/3, 2 blue required. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Nadir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue tentacle token. Okay, that is a good card. I would like a set of that. I mean, if it was even legal anymore. Apparently, if I have this card, because it doesn't say first on top. Would have said first, right? If I didn't have this before. So I at least have 2 of these now. But I don't think any of these are standard anymore. I think, like I was saying, Phyrexia, I'm almost certain all of these are standard, so these are still legal. I'm assuming anything past that isn't legal anymore. We have 15 of these Ikoria for some reason. I don't remember why I have so many of these. Because again, this is like years of packs just piling up that I never opened. Gust of Wind. Dranith Stinger. Farfinder. Suffocating Fumes. Indotha Crystal. 3 to play this. Tap to add either a white, black, or green mana. Cycling 2. You may pay the cycling cost to discard this card and draw a card. So you can pay 2 when this is in your hand to just throw it away and draw a card. Lord Drakus. 3 costs. 1 needs to be blue, 1 needs to be red. Mutate of any combination of red and blue. Mutate. If you cast the spell for its mutate cost, put it under or over target non-human creature you own. They mutate into the creature on top, plus all abilities from under it. Whenever this creature mutates, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Haunted Nightmare. Yeah, this is remember this one. Why? I specifically remember seeing this card on YouTube, like watching Magic stuff on YouTube. People talk about the cards. Why were they talking about this? Haunted Nightmare, 3 costs, 2 need to be black. Menace, which means you need 2 people to block this when it attacks. When Haunted Nightmare enters the battlefield, target opponent put a death touch counter on a creature they control. Oof. Giving them death touch is crazy, but Haunted Nightmare has Menace, so even if you gave them death touch, that death touch could not block this creature unless they put something else out, so you would still have to like possibly get 2 of them killed, and if they don't have another monster, well then the death touch doesn't matter because they can't block this, so it's okay. Spring Jaw Trap, Cavern Whisperer, Adaptive Shimmerer, Dead Weight, Vulpikeet. That's just an uncommon wild card. Zagoth the Mamba. They 1 cost 1/1. Whenever this creature mutates, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until the end of turn. That could kill something if they only have 2 health. Ooh, I remember this one too. I apparently have this card too. Obosh, the Prey Piercer, 3 plus a combination of 2 blacks or reds. Companion, your starting deck contains only cards with odd mana values and land cards. I think to have this in your deck, if your starting deck meets the companion restriction, you may choose it to be your companion. Once per game, you may pay 3. Anytime you could cast a sorcery to put your chosen companion into your hand. Yeah, this was the companion mechanic. That was cool. I mean, I never played it, but that's still a cool mechanic. If a source you control with an odd mana value would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player. So yeah, I mean, if this is your companion, you're going to be playing only odd values. And then that's like crazy. And this is in a red. You would have this in a red deck too. So it's in a red and black deck, but you're gonna have a lot of red cards, which are a lot of like just instant damage. So now they're doing double damage with this card in your deck. That's pretty good. Imposing Vantasar, Plummet, Spontaneous Flight, Blood Curdle, Frenzied Rapture, Charge of the Forever Beast, that's a 3 cost sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, reveal a creature card from your hand. Charge of the Forever Beast deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the revealed card power. Okay. Been a while since we had. Oh, Shark Typhoon. I remember this card ish because I apparently have it. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's mana value. Cycling, which is you pay that cost to draw, put it to discard it and draw. When you cycle Shark Typhoon, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. I think X being how much you paid to cycle, which is why it has an X value on it. So you're paying 2 plus a bonus, so you're paying 3 to cycle this, but you're at least summoning a 1/1 flyer off of that. It's a great card. Humble Naturalist, Pyramid Sergeant, Gust of Wind, Suffocating Fumes. We've already seen Lord Dracus, Ivy Elemental, X plus a green. Ivy Elemental enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, so you at least have to pay 1, so it comes in the battlefield. So you can pay 2 to get a 1/1, but you can just go nuts, pay like 100 mana. Let's have like 100, which you're never going to have 100 mana, but at most, like, you could get a 20/20 out of this, maybe? Depending on when you play it. This is another rare. It's Companion, though, and again, it doesn't say first, so we apparently already have this. Lutri the Spell Chaser. Oh, it's the Otter. The legendary elemental Otter. So pay 1 plus a combination of red and blues. 2 red and blues. Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Each non-land card. So everything that isn't a land has to have a different name. So you're gonna have to play one-ofs of everything in your deck has to be a one-of. Which is nuts. This has Flash, which can be played as an instant. When Lutri, the Spell Chaser, enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. It's okay, but I think it's having to have a deck full of one-ofs is a bit brutal as a requirement. Night Squad Commando, Essence Scatter, Blitz Leech, of 1 Mine, Serrated Scorpion, Flame Spill. Flame Spill deals 4 damage to target creature. Excess damage is dealt to the creature's controller instead, and that's a 3 cost. And then we've already seen Boon of the Wishgiver. Oh, maybe we haven't. I just own this card. Draw 4 cards, cycling 1, so pay 1 to put it in the graveyard and draw 1. There's a 5 cost, draw 4. Crystalline Giant, artifact creature giant. We haven't got a mythic rare in a long time. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that Crystalline Giant doesn't have on it from among Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance, and +1/+1. Put a counter of that kind on Crystalline Giant. That's pretty crazy. So it's a 3 for 3/3. 3 of any color for a 3/3. So you can put this in any deck you want. I feel like you could just use this as a staple. And then it can eventually become a 4/4 with Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance. And Vigilance. Which is not like basically every status you can have, plus an extra 1/1. Ooh. That's supposed to be special? Is that why does it look like that? But yeah, we haven't had a mythic rare in a while. Plus the last mythic rare we got was just a wild card, so we don't count that. It's actually been a really long time. A Blister Spit Gremlin, Migratory Great Horn, Flycatcher, Giraffid, Pacifism. Oh, Pacifism! And new artwork, but it's still the good old Pacifism, right? Pay 2, enchant creature cannot attack or block. I actually have the old school Pacifism in real life. Cavern Whisperer. Migration Path. Costs 3. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Pay 4 mana to get 2 mana. Ramp is what you'd call that. You're ramping to ramp up to get more mana than your opponent. And then you can cycle it for 2 if you don't want to do that. Lead to Stampede. There's Vivian on this card. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of creature cards from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It costs 3. And what are you? Ooh, it was nothing. It's not even a mythic, it's just a regular rare. Zaggoth. Triumph? Zaggoth Triumph enters the battlefield tapped. Cycle 3 if you don't want the card. Tap to add blue, tap to add black, tap to add green. So it's just a land that can tap into 3 different colors. Wait, what's it called? Ikoria something. Garrison Cats. Wingfold Terran. Almighty Brushwag. Savai Sabertooth. Gust of Wind, Ominous Seeds, Enchantment. I have not read this yet, but I know this is a good card. Even it doesn't say first up here because I already have it, but I know it's good. Ominous Seeds, 2 cost. Whenever you draw a card, put a 4 shadow counter on Ominous Sea. Remove 8 4 shadow counters from Ominous Sea. Create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token. And this card, Ominous Sea, stays on the field unless it's destroyed by something that can kill permanents. So that means every time you draw 8 cards, you're getting an 8/8 Kraken. And you're playing this in a blue deck, so you probably have cards that let you draw, so that actually let you get closer to that 8/8 faster than just taking 8 turns of drawing on your first when you start your turn. So you can actually get a bunch of 8/8 Krakens faster than you would think. Then Savi, Thundermane, a red and a white. Whenever you cycle a card, you may pay 2. When you do, Savi Thundermane deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. Okay. Savi Triome, so it is another one of the ones that we had before, but this one can tap into red, black, or white. And it is Triome now, I get it. It's supposed to be a biome, but it's a Triome. Can I get a mythic in here, please? Thieving Otter, Solid Footing, Startling Development, Fully Grown, Anticipate. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Reconnaissance Mission, pay 4 for this. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Okay, that's okay. Stormwild Caprator. Flying. If non-combat damage would be dealt to Stormwild Caprador, prevent that damage. Put a 1/1 counter on Stormwild Caprador for each damage prevented this way. If non-combat damage would be dealt to Stormwild Caprador. So if it was attacked by like a red deck throwing instants and sorceries at it, those get negated and it gets 1/1s instead for how much damage it would have taken, that's pretty good to be like going up with like an anti-red deck. Still no mythic. Slither Wisp, it's a 1 blue and 2 black specifically. Flash, it can be played as an instant. Whenever you cast another spell that has Flash, you draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. We still have like a lot of cards left. A lot of packs, I mean. Boot Nipper, Spontaneous Flight, Monster Goriak, Ferocious Tigorilla, Polywog Symbiote, a 1 of any color and a blue. Each creature spell you cast costs 1 less to cast if it has to mutate. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. Still just a rare. Labyrinth Rapture, Menace. Whenever a creature you control with Menace becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature blocking it. And you can pay a black and a red. Creatures you control with Menace get +1 until end of turn. It only costs 2 to play this, a black and a red, and then you can pay another black and a red to get all your Menaces +1 attack. So if you... I don't understand how this works. Whenever a creature you control with Menace becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature blocking it. Does that mean if they block your Menace with only 2 cards, they have to kill one of them, and now that you're not being blocked by 2 monsters, you can no longer block that monster anymore? Or does the block still go through? That's the question. I don't know. I don't know the interaction there. Blood Curdle, Fully Grown, Lurking Deadeye, Divine Arrow, Sleeper Dart, Zenith Flare. We have not read this yet, but I apparently have it. 2 plus a red and a white. Zenith Flare deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of cards with a cycling ability in your graveyard, so cycling synergy there. That's an instant as well. Skull Prophet, a black and a green. A black and a green for a 3/1. You can tap him to get mana of black or green, or tap him again to mill 2, so this is for a mill deck. Mill meaning discard the the top 2 cards in your deck. Death Oasis Enchantment, a white, a black, and a green, so you need a try deck for this. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, mill 2 cards, then return a creature card with less or mana value than the creature that died from your graveyard to your hand. Pay 1, sacrifice this card, you gain life equal to the highest mana value among creatures you control. Okay. Serrated Scorpion of one mind. Startling developments. Anticipates. Keeps safe. Back for more. 4 plus a black and a green. Instant. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. When you do, it fights up to one target creature you don't control. That is good. Also, the name is like Chef's Kiss. Back for more. Glowstone Recluse. 2 and a green. Mutate for 4, and it has a reach. Whenever this creature mutates, put a 1/1 counter on it. Emergent Ultimatum. 2 black, 3 green, 2 blue. That's 7 mana in total. Search a library for up to 3 mono-colored cards with different names and exile them. An opponent chooses one of those cards. Shuffle that card into your library. You may cast the other cards without paying the mana cost. Exile Emergent Ultimatum. So grab 3 cards that are probably black, mono, green, mono, blue. Your opponent gets rid of one of them, and you can just play the other 2 for free, essentially. Well, the cost was playing this card, but still. Bristling Boar, Convolute, Essence Symbiote, Hampering Snare, Go for Blood, Reconnaissance Mission, Omniscience, I appreciate that. And another Lucci the Spell Chaser. Can I get a Mythic, please? I had 15 of these Ikoria, Lair of the whatever packs. You couldn't give me a single Mythic out of here? Wait, I think I remember why. I have somebody. This is the set that had the Godzilla stuff, was it not? This was the Godzilla set, I think. It had to be, right? I swear this is a Godzilla set, the coolest set they ever added to the game. I wish I would have bought real cards from real life. Because they have the whole Godzilla alt art stuff. I don't think you can get any of those in these packs. I think you actually have to had gotten the Godzilla pack specifically, even if it was the same set. Excavation Mole, Forbidden Friendship, Blood Curdle, Blitz Leech, Trumpeting Gnar. Is a 3 cost, 1 of any type, plus a green and a blue, and it's a 3/3. Mutate for 5 mana. 2 need to be blue or green. Whenever this creature mutates, create a 3/3 green beast creature, which is the thing on the right. Call of the Death Dweller. 3 costs, 1 needs to be black. Return up to 2 card creatures with total mana values 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a Death Touch counter on either of them, then put a Menace counter on either of them. So one gets Death Touch and one gets Menace, or is it both can get Death and both get Menace? Like the wording, the grammar there is it's not necessarily confusing, but it could be misconstrued. Put a Death counter on either, and then a Menace on either. So I think one gets a Death Touch, one gets Menace. Still don't got it. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. Mythos of Nethroi. Destroy target non-land permanent if it's a creature, or if green and white was spent to cast a spell. So 2 and then a black. So you would have this in a tricolor deck again. A green, white, and black. Can I get a Mythic, please? Or it's a Lair of the Behemoths is the full title. Can I get a Mythic, please? And if you can actually get the Godzilla stuff from here, can I get a Godzilla card, please? Dreamtail Heron, Excavation Mole, Pyroceratops, Mutual Destruction, Dissipate, Weaponize the Monsters. This is 1 red. It's an enchantment. Pay 2, sacrifice a creature, weaponize a monster, deals 2 damage to any target. Okay, so kill a card you have to do 2 damage to anything. I want to see what this is, because Mutual Destruction sounds interesting. 1 black, this spell has Flash, as long as you control the permanent with Flash. As an additional cost, is cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, destroy a target creature. That's what I thought. It's a black, it's a 1 black that lets you kill something at the cost of killing one of yours. the Obosh, the Prey Piercer, and then last but not least for Ikoria, Lair of the Behemoths. Can I get a mythic, please? Shredded Sails, Honey Mammoth, Humble Naturalist, Pyroceratops, Heightened Reflexes, Lead the Stampede again, and Pouncing Shore Shark. So 4, 5, so it costs 5 to play this. 1 blue. Mutate for 3 and a blue, and it also has Flash. Whenever this creature mutates, you may return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. There's bounce on it. And just a rare. Oof. Cub Warden. Mutate for 4. Costs 4 to play this. Requires 1 white. Lifelink. When the creature mutates, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. I don't know if that's permanent. I think it is, so if you keep mutating whatever this is mutated on, you can keep getting 1/1s. It's not a single mythic, I think, from this set. So the Brothers War now. Air Marshal, Assemble the Team, Twanos' Tinkering, Mishra's Judgment, Pyrometer Patrol, Gixian Recycler. Pay 2. When Gixian Recycler, this is A23, so we might be able to use these cards in Standard as well. When Gixian Recycler dies or is put into your graveyard from your hand, or library, conjure a card named Gixian Recycler into your graveyard, unearth for 2. Card is added to the game, is what conjure is. So unearth, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield, unearth only as a sorcery. So yeah, this goes into the trash, and then when it dies, you can add more of these, so you can keep paying 2 mana to keep getting a bunch of these guys on the field out of your graveyard, and every time they die, you get more of them, more and more and more of them into the trash out of thin air. Oh, I didn't. This looks like old school Magic. I'm assuming it's because it's the Brothers War, and I know a little bit about that. That's like old Magic story, so is that why this looks like an old Magic card? Blackblade Reforged, legendary artifact equipment, pay 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. That's crazy. Equip legendary creature +3, equip 7. So you have to pay 2 to get it on the field, I think, first, and pay 3 to put it on a legendary, or 7 to put it on someone who isn't legendary. I don't think I read this either. Sylvan Smite. 1 and a green. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control if you weren't the starting player. Then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Very specific, because you can't play this card if you weren't the starting player. If you were the starting player. Well, maybe just if you can't put a +1/+1 on something if you were the starting player, but it still then does. That creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. You just want to get the +1/+1 if you weren't starting. Mishra's Onslaught. Pierce it together. Phalanx Vanguard. Shoot down. Row Hunter. Self-Assembler, 5 cost. When Self-Assembler enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an Assembly Worker creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's a 4/4, 5 for 4/4 that then does that. Hercule's Prodigy. The 3 costs, 1 needs to be blue, 1 4. When Hercule's Prodigy enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. Whenever Hercule's Prodigy attacks, you may pay 3. If you do, Hercule's Prodigy can't be blocked this turn and it perpetually gets +2. And the Power Stone is tapped. Add a mana. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. It's just a rare. Great Desert Hellion. 3 mana, which 1 needs to be black, 1 needs to be red. Creature Hellion. Starting intensity 1. Gonna tell me what that means? Menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Great Desert Hellion unless you discard a card. If you discard a card this way, perpetually increase Great Desert Hellion's intensity by 1 perpetual. Perpetual effects are not removed from cards that change zones. Whatever that means. Whenever Great Desert Hellion leaves the battlefield, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equals the Great Desert Hellion's intensity. Discard a card this way. Perpetually increase Great Desert Hellion's intensity by 1. Meaning it does not lose that intensity if it dies. Air Marshal, Hercule's Prodigy, Trench Stalker, Wasteful Harvest, Warzone Duplicator Prototype. You may cast a spell with different mana costs, color, power, and toughness. It keeps its abilities and types. So you can pay 6 or pay 4, but it only gets becomes a 3/3 instead of a 6/6, but it still gets its ability, which is when Warzone Duplicator enters the battlefield, return target creature an opponent controls with power less than Warzone Duplicator's power to its owner's hand. That creature wasn't a token. Conjure a duplicate of it into your hand. It perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast this. This has, cast a spell. You actually had to scroll that down. A wild card and Defense Grid. Each spell costs 3 more to cast, except during its controller's turn. So it gets rid of instant counter stuff. So it's an anti-counter artifact. Parameter Patrol, Argivian Welcome, Union of the Third Path, Trench Stalker, Citadel Stalwart, Thorn of Amethyst. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. That costs 2. A lot of anti-spell and instant stuff here. Piece it together for 1 blue. Starting intensity is 1. Draw a card. If piece it together, intensity is 4. Instead, take an extra turn after this one. What? Perpetually increase piece of together's intensity and the intensity of cards named piece it together in your graveyard, hand, and library by 1. I think you have to keep playing multiple pieces together because it starts with 1. If you play another one, that gives you 2. And when you play this, it gets another one, so that's 2, right? Then you play another one, now they have 3. Every piece it together has 3. Then you play it again, now it has 4. Draw a card. Now that has 4, you're going to be drawing. You take an extra turn. On your 3rd play of piece it together, I think. Ooh, a mythic, finally. Crucius, Titan of the Waves. Legendary creature, human pirate. You need 3 mana. 1 needs to be black, 1 needs to be red. Beginning of your end step, you may discard a card. If you do, create a creature, or create a token, a treasure token, and choose Ambitious or Expendant. If you choose Ambitious, seek a card with greater mana value than the discarded card. If you choose Expendant, seek a card with lesser mana value than the discarded card. Tap that, sacrifice this card, add 1 mana of any color. Okay. Interesting. So 3 for 3/3. With an ability, so not bad. A perpetual stone though, that seemed pretty good. Might stone animation, assemble the team. I don't know who all these people are. I don't know who the one on the left is. I think I might have seen the one second to the left. One in the middle is a wandering samurai or whatever her name is. The fourth one is Viraxka, I think, and then the fifth one is Nisa. To the top third of your library, round it up for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. Supply a drop. Mishra's Judgment. Jolum Tome, cost 3, 2 and a tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Melt Through, 1 cost of red. Melt Through deals 2 damage to any target. If it's a creature, it perpetually gains. As long as this creature is on the battlefield, damage isn't removed from it during cleanup steps. Oof. Actual damage that doesn't go away. Just a rare. Argothian Uprooting. Put 2 1/1 counters on each of X target lands you control. X being how much you paid to play this. They each become 0/0 elemental creatures with reach, haste, and when this creature leaves the battlefield, conjure a card named Forced onto the battlefield tapped. There still lands. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on each of X target lands you control. They each become 0/0s. I guess you need to put the XX on the land. You're conjuring, so you're replacing them once they die, if they do die. Well, that seems interesting. Goblin Firebomb, Argivian Welcome, Clay Revenant, Dredging Claws, Overwhelming Remorse, Rusko Clockmaker, 2 plus a blue and a black. When Rusko Clockmaker enters the battlefield, conjure a card named Midnight Clock onto the battlefield. Midnight Clock is a card that you can tap to add blue, or you can pay 3, one of being a blue. Put an hour counter on Midnight Clock at the beginning of each upkeep. Put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards, exile Midnight Clock. That is crazy. Just get a full reset. When you cast a non-creature spell, put an hour counter on each permanent you control named Midnight Clock. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This guy's really strong. Just manifest a Midnight Clock, put a counter on it every time you play a non-creature spell. Then whenever Midnight Clock goes off, like every time you're adding that counter, you're doing damage to your opponent and gaining health. Then when the clock hits 12, you shuffle everything back in and then get to draw 7 cards. Patch Plate Resolute. A 3-cost 3/3. When Patch Plate Resolute enters or leaves the battlefield, you get a boon with when you cast your next creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it on Earth for 2, which you can pay that to return it from the graveyard to the battlefield for a turn. Key to the City, 2 costs. Tap this, discard a card. Up to 1 target creature can't be blocked this turn. Whenever Key to the City becomes untapped, you may pay 2 if you do draw a card. Now we have just the Brothers' War again, but different pack. Different looking pack for some reason. Swift Gear Drake, Obliterating Bolt, Blanchwood Prowler, Pendragon Strongbull, another self-assembler, Obstinate Baloth. This is 2+2 greens. When Obstinate Baloth enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. If a spell or ability an opponent it controls causes you to discard Obstinate Baloth, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into the graveyard. Okay. Oh, a rare wild. We have Phyrexia with an A on it. Planar Disruption. The Fair Basilica. Crawling Chorus. That's a 1-cost 1/1 Toxic. A player dealt combat damage by a creature with Toxic also gets poison counters equal to that creature's total toxin value. Poison counter. Player with 10 or more poison counters loses the game. What? That's an interesting mechanic. I'm going to steal that for my own game. Okay. When Crawling Chorus dies, create a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact creature token with Toxic 1, and this creature can't be blocked. Oof. That is rough. The Anonymous Furnace. Oh my god. I know the word is just sometimes I just can't pronounce stuff. Autonomous Furnace, I know that's not how you say it, but I just tongue can't read the word right now. Phyresis Roach? Phyresis Roach. 1 green for 1/1. Autonomous. Toxic, which oof on the Toxic. Whenever Phyrexis Roach deals combat damage to a player, insects you control and insects cards in your graveyard, hand, and library perpetually gain Toxic 1. Oof. You can't be playing with this Toxic stuff. They, were doing something weird with that. Seething Skitter Priest. 2 plus a white and a black. Toxic 1 again. When Seething Skitter Priest enters the battlefield, creatures you control and creature cards in your hand perpetually gain. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact creature token with Toxic, and this creature can't be blocked. Creature control and creatures in your hand gain that, so I'm pretty sure it itself gets that ability as well. Oof. Disgusting Spawning Pod. 2 and a green. Pay 1 and tap. Sacrifice a creature. Seek a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's mana value and put that card onto the battlefield. That creature is a Phyrexian. In addition to its other types, activate only as a sorcery. That's good. Maze's Mantle, Dune Mover, Charge of the Mites. We got more Phyrexian Might stuff. Choose 1. Charge of the Might deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. Create 2 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might artifact creature tokens with Toxic 1, and this creature can't be blocked. Mer Custodian, Mesmerizing Dose, another Phyrexis Roach, and a mythic Phyrexian Harvester with 4 red. A Phyrexian Horror. That's a 4-cost 5/5. That's already great. It has Menace as well. Whenever Phyrexian Harvester is dealt damage, seek that many non-land cards. At the beginning of your next end step, discard those cards. Okay. So whenever it gets hurt, you want to discard a bunch of cards for some reason. I guess that combos with something somehow. Our last Phyrexia pack. Surgical Skull Bomb, Adaptive Spore Singer, Testament Bearer, Vanish into Eternity, Aspirant Ascent, Kemba's Outfitter, and Skullpiercer Gnat. That's a 1-cost 2/1, already good value. When Kimba's Outfitter enters the battlefield, choose one. Choose an equipment card in your hand. Perpetually gains equip 1. Target equipment you control perpetually gains equip 1. I don't know what that means. I think it just means you can pay 1 to equip it. If it's something that would need a lot of mana to equip, you can instead say equip 1 instead. And Skull Piercer Gnat, of course. 1 blue, 1 green. Lying Toxic 1. Oof. Whenever Skull Piercer Gnat deals combat damage to your player, a random non-land card in that player's hand perpetually gains. When you cast a spell, you gain a poison counter. Oof. I love whatever is going on here in the Phyrexian toxic stuff. Give me a toxic build, please. Innovative Metatech. A white and a blue. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, seek a non-land card with mana value 2 or less. To seek a card, put 1 at random from your library into your hand. Okay. Now we have Phyrexia All Will Be One. Barbed Batter Fist. Sky Scythe. Engulfer. Mandible Justicar. Annihilating Glare. That Vereska. Mailed Web Strider, Magmatic Sprinter, and Bladed Ambassador. So 3 costs, 1 needs to be red. Haste. When Magmatic Sprinter enters the battlefield, put 2 oil counters on target artifact or creature you control. At the beginning of your end step, return Magmatic Sprinter to its owner's hand unless you remove 2 oil counters from it. The 3 costs 3/2 with haste, but has to get bounced if you don't have oil. A 1 and a white. Bladed Ambassador enters the battlefield with an oil. Pay 1, remove all oil counters from Bladed Ambassador. Bladed Ambassador gains indestructible until end of turn. Okay, so you want to play Sprinter, put counters on him. He gets bounced, so you can keep putting oil on your Bladed Ambassador. You gotta keep oiling up your Bladed Ambassador. Oil up your blade. Argentum Masticore. 5 of any color. For 5/5. First strike. Protection from multicolored. This permanent can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything multicolored. Or anything that has more than 1 mono color. At the beginning of your upkeep. Sacrifice Masticore unless you discard a card. When you discard a card this way, destroy target non-land permanent opponent controls with mana value less than or equal to the mana value of the discarded card. It's not terrible. Hexgold Slash. Flensing Raptor. Cutthroat Centurion. Free from Flesh. Venomous Brutalizer, and Rabrask Anoiter. This is 4 costs, 2 need to be green. Toxic 3, Brutal. This is a 4/4, so it's a 4/4 that costs 4. When Venomous Brutalizer enters the battlefield, you may pay 2. If you do, proliferate. Oh my god, tongue. Proliferate. Proliferate means choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. Oof. So you pay for it to put this on the board, and then you proliferate. Oh my god, my tongue, please. Proliferate them by paying another 2 to then add another toxic counter on them, poison counter. Okay, and the Anointer. When Rabrask's Anointer enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of permanents you control with oil counters on them. Okay, that's pretty good too. A lot of oil mechanics here. Ooh, a mythic rare wild card. That's fine, I guess. Furnace Strider. Prologue to Phyresis. Each opponent gets a poison counter, draw a card. Oof. Just 2 mana, just put poison on someone. Testament Bearer. Planar Disruption. Shrapnel Slinger. Rebel Salvo. 2 and a red. Affinity for Equipment. Affinity for Equipment. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each equipment you control. Rebel Salvo deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That permanent loses indestructible until end of turn. What? You can literally burn off indestructible? Rib Skiff, 4 for a 4/4. Toxic 2, which is an oof. Crew 3, what is that? Tap any number of other creatures you control with power, total power of 3 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. This is a vehicle. Yeah, I guess it's a boat, because it's a skiff. When Rib Skiff enters the battlefield, draw a card. And then see Chrome Coast, so same thing as usual, just 2 or fewer other lands, so you want to play this early as your 3rd card, but yeah, just a white or blue tap. Okay, now we have Innistrad Remastered, Shadows of Innistrad Remastered. Got Staff, Arsonist, Ghoul Caller Accomplice, Terrarian, Merciless Resolve, Elder Cather, Uncaged Fury, 3 cost, 1 needs to be red. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains double strike until end of turn. Drown Yard Behemoth, 9 of any color for 5/7. Flash, which can be played as a instant. Emerge for 8. Emerge means you may cast a spell by sacrificing a creature and paying the emerge cost reduced by the creature's mana value. Okay, so you kill a creature that could be up to 7, so all you have to do is play a blue, and then it could come out of something, out of nowhere. Drown Yard Behemoth has hexproof as long as it enters the battlefield this turn. It's good. Flameblade Angel, 4 and 2 reds. Flying, whenever a source an opponent controls deal damage to you, or a permanent you control, you may have Flameblade Angel deal 1 damage to that source's controller. Lanarch Mantle, Cryptolith Fragments, Essence Flux, Intrepid Provisioner, Ingenious Scab, Order in Blood, 4 costs, each player sacrifices 2 creatures, oof. Devil's Playground, 6 costs, so 4 and 2 reds. Create 4/1/1 red devil creature tokens. They have, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. I mean, that's not terrible. Take inventory. Graph Harvest. Make Mischief. Crow of Dark Tidings. Diagraph Captain. 1 plus a blue and a red. Death Touch for 2/2. Other zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever another zombie you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life. Accursed Witch. A 4 cost, one needs to be black. For 4/2 spells your opponent casts that target Accursed Witch costs 1 less to cast. When Accursed Witch dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under your control attached to target opponent. Infectious Curse. Enchant player. Spells you cast that target enchanted player cost 1 less to cast. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay, that's pretty good. Wharf Infiltrator. Skulk. A creature with Skulk can be blocked by creatures with greater power. There's a 1 plus a blue for 1/1. Whenever Wharf Infiltrator deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we have March of the Machines. Yeah, March of the Machine. Ooh. Special art, I'm guessing. Is this like the first time this card always looked like this, or did I get lucky for once? Cosmic Hunger. Sculpted Perfection. Core Halberd. Iridescent Blade Master. Wildwood Escort. Mirror Shield Hoplite. A red and white. Vigilance. Attacking doesn't cause this creature to tap. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a backup ability, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whatever backup means, we don't know what that is yet. Rada, Coalition Warlord. 2 plus a red and a green. Legendary creature, Elf Warrior. So it's a 3/3. Domain. Whenever Rada, Coalition Warlord becomes tapped, another target creature you control gets plus XX until end of turn, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Would be at least a red and a green, so an extra 2/2. Raptor. Rampaging Raptor, 2 and 2 reds. Trample and Haste. Pay 3, one of which is red. Rampaging Raptor gets 2 extra attack till end of turn. Whenever Rampaging Raptor deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls or battle that player protects. Okay. Ooh, another special art. This must just be this pack. There's no reason to keep getting cards that look like this. Blighted Burgeoning? Burger? I want to say burger, but it's not burger. Burgeoning. Invasion of Dominaria. When Invasion of Dominaria enters the battlefield, this is a battle, so yeah. I didn't know what battles were, so now we know. Enter the battlefield, you gain 4 life and draw a card. Battle. Siege. A battle is a permanent type that enters with defense counters. As a siege battle enters, your opponent will be chosen to protect it, while you can attack it. Damage removes its defense counters. When the last counter is removed, exile it, then cast its transform. So flying vigilance, flying. So we get a flying vigilance 4/4 when Invasion of Dominaria dies. Saba Cryptomancer. Scroll Shifts. Ral's Reinforcements. Zumi Freewheeler. It's a 3 and a black for a 3/3 with Menace. When Nazumi Freewheeler enters the battlefield, each player mills 3. 5 plus a, I don't know, Raxian mana can be paid with either white or 2 life. Transform Nazumi Freewheeler, activate only as a sorcery, and it turns into Hideous Fleshwheeler. Menace, so it becomes a 4/5 with Menace still. When this creature transforms into Hideous Fleshwheeler, Put 2 target permanent cards with mana value 2 or less from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That includes your opponents. Or this guy. Aegir the Freezing Flame, 1 plus a blue and a red. Legendary creature giant wizard. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excessive damage, if a giant wizard or spell control dealt damage to at this turn, draw a card. Then we have a battle. Invasion of Tolvada. Battle Siege. When Invasion of Tolvada enters the battlefield, return target non-battle permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That could be anything. Almost. The Broken Sky, when it gets transformed, creature tokens you control get +1 attack and have lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. This is an enchantment, so does that mean at the end of every single end step, you get a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying? Which is this thing here. And there would actually be a 2/1 with lifelink. Got Last March of the Machine. Thunderhead Squadron. Sunblessed Guardian. For Tilkit's Favor. Chomping Kavu. Tidal Terror. So we just keep getting all these special cards, so I think it's just this set. So this one does have like an animation on the back actually, so maybe this one's like even specialer. Tamaret, Chosen from Death, 2 black for a 2 asterisk. Tamaret toughness is equal to your devotion to black. Devotion to black. Each black in the mana cost of permanents you control counts towards your devotion to black. So he starts off with at least a 2. Play 1 and a black. Exile up to 2 target cards from graveyard. You gain life for each creature card exiled this way. And we have Baro and Kari Zev. A 1 plus blue and red. 2/4. First strike menace. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, you may cast a spell with lesser mana value that shares a card type with it from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, create First Mate Regavan, a legendary 2/1 red monkey pirate creature token. It gains haste until the end of turn. That's pretty good. Now we have this set, our last set of packs. March of the Machine, the Aftermath. More of these. Lucha the Spell Chaser. Oh, this is the companion, but different card art, and it's chasing after a Phyrexian? Question mark? Furnace the Host Charger. Blot Out. Cosmic Hunger. Crystal Carapace. Ren's Resolve. Reckless Handling. So that means we can still use Lutri then, if it's in this new pack. Reckless Handling. Search your library for an artifact card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle, then discard a card at random. If an artifact card was discarded this way, Reckless Handling deals 2 damage to your opponent, to each opponent. That was a 2 cost. So we already know what Lutri does. This companion, the Otter Companion. Or at least could see the cool new artwork. This is artwork they've been using for some cards. I don't know if this is a good drop or if this is just normal for these packs. Ooh, a mythic. Nahiri, Forged in Fury. 4 and a red and a white. Affinity for equipment. It's cost less for each equipment we have. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. You may cast equipment spells this way without paying their mana cost. I play that card this turn, you may cast equipment spells this way. So if you discard a card, exile the card, you can play it, but if it's a equipment, you can play it for free. Well, we got another one of these special looking cards. Protocol Knight, Blot Out Again, Scroll Shifts, Timberland Ancient, Kolagon, Warmonger, a 2 and a red. Haste, whenever Kolagog Warmonger attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a dragon card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Then Valdu, Keeper of the Flames. 2 and a red for a 3/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to Valdu, Keeper of the Flame, create a 3/1 red elemental creature token with Trample and Haze. Exile those tokens at the beginning of the next end step. So you juice this guy up with equipment and just swing. Well, you don't have to swing, just when combat starts, you gain a bunch of 3/1 trample hastes, depending on how much equipment he has. Metropolis Reformer, 2 and a white. Flying and Vigilance. You have hexproof, meaning you as a player. Whenever a Metropolis Reformer is dealt damage, you gain that much life. Okay, it's not bad. And now our last pack ever. This was 53 packs, by the way. And I counted it before starting streaming. It's 53. That's how many we went through the day. Bonded Herd Beast, Markov Baron, Protocol Knight, Cut Short, Mega Minds, Animist's Might, 2 and a green. The spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a legendary creature you control. Target creature you control deals damage equal to twice its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. And then another Team Marit, Chosen from Death. And then a regular card, but it's just a Leyline Immersion, 3 and a green. Enchanted creature, legendary creature. Enchanted creature has ward 2 and tap. Add 5 ward 2 whenever a permanent with ward becomes the target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays the ward cost. Okay, put this on something, and also that's Nisa. You put this on something and they have to pay an extra 2 to or else they get countered. And then you can tap the card, add 5 mana in any combination of colors, spend this mana only to cast spells. That's pretty good. And we've finally gone through them all. Which we don't have any money for other packs, so that's basically just everything we had. So we can go to the store and you see like packs are too expensive in this game. 1,000 for the Aftermath. March of the Machine's Aftermath. We don't have that kind of money for that. If you pay 10, you get Joral, voice of Zalafir. Interesting. No discount, just a free card. So. I'm not going to be making a deck, of course. I just wanted to finally open up all those packs. I'm just going to be using any of these, but I don't know if there's going to be any cool ones. Cold-Blooded Killers. I'd looked at this because I like black and green, as can be seen by the fact that I saved my Vraska out of all the decks that I had before. But let's look at Cold-Blooded Killers to see if they have any poison. You got poison in here? Death Touch. No, it doesn't look like there's poison here. That's too bad. I don't think we have enough cards with poison in them either. So I'll probably still be using the black-green deck. I think I can just figure it out as we go. We're going to lose every game anyways, because we're going to be going up against people who are super good, not people that have never played before.
Whatever you played last time will show up here. Doing some exploring?
Alchemy play.
Alchemy
What is it?
mixes things up. Like Standard, it features the latest sets.
If you were battling in Spark Rank, that's the format you would be playing. If you want to keep competing, well, I would like to know more information.
This one is called Standard because it's the most common way to play.
Ooh, some of them can't even be
It
used
only
in
uses
Standard.
cards from the last couple of years to keep things fresh.
Last couple, I mean, a lot of these sets are younger than that. I don't think they've been cut out. I don't know if these are, how old these are though, I guess.
While other formats focus on new cards, Historic is all about, well, history. You can always play your old cards here. With so many options, the possibilities are endless.
The bot match. Explorer.
This is Explorer. Explorer is a non-rotating format that only uses cards from paper magic. It began with the dinosaurs of Exelon, and includes every standard set since.
Okay, we're probably playing Alchemy. Can we use it we can still use it in Standard, so that's fine. Just Brawl.
You'll have a brawl. But first, you'll need to build a deck with a commander, which can be your favorite legendary creature or planeswalker.
Standard Brawl decks consist of 6 cards, legal and standard, while Historic Brawl requires 100 cards and can be used almost any card in the Magic Arena. New limited constructed. I guess we're just playing. I would like just a draft, but I don't think draft is here. So I don't have to choose. Because we can play standard, let's play standard. I probably shouldn't have deleted all my other cards. My old decks. We got mana, Butler. I think that's fine. Beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. Then, first, like green. The card. Then, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, transform Deathbond Sprout. That just ends because there's nothing else we can do. It's about tapped. Okay, that was a land. That's not good. Battlefield, mill 3. When an undead butler dies, you may exile it. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, choose attackers. So we've got 2 of those there, but we did get that card. Did get a creature down there though. A white, and a white and a green. That's that. When it's into the battlefield, draw. Okay. Blitz. If you cast a spell for its blitz cost, it gains haste, and when this creature dies, draw a card. Deploy my black. Exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. If the creature target player draws 2, loses 2 life. Let's just do that. I can kill you. take action. Clay can bring back one of these guys. If this would die, exile instead. I'm not going to attack with that because I need to keep him there. We can still play that because he's in our graveyard. Oh, he also has that thing. He still has 2 mana. All my lands. Can you stop with the lands? I'm going to do that so I can get my permanent, all my lands back, because I'm hurting on the lands. Just thinking about that. I just want my lands back. I'm fine with them blocking this, I just don't want to lose that. It'll take both of them to kill it. You gonna buff that with a green card? Nope. Just gonna let it die. Just 2 in there now. Do you have a kill card? What does this do when it transforms? Could just keep getting buffed. So all we have down there is that. Inspiring Overseer. Flying. When Inspiring Overseer enters the battlefield, gain life and draw 1. All he has is a white or a green. Cult. Corpus, that's another one down there. Haunted Mire, can play that, but enters tapped. Destroy card, lose 2. We don't have a way to... Actually, we do. This activates, sacrifice a creature, which we can... He gets exiled if I do that. So this gets turned into a thing, but if he ever attacks with that, I could just death touch it. Okay, get rid of that, as he should. I have no problem. Because I have a flyer to deal with that now. Yeah, just hit him for the 3. He gained enough life, I didn't realize. Oh, is this like... I didn't realize this might be too loud. I think my voice is barely louder than the audio. No, it's still a bit too. Let's go about there. That seems fine. What do they do? They played land, I think. When Touch the Spirit Realm enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature until Touch the Spirit Realm enters lose the battlefield. Channel. Discard Touch the Realm. Exile. Well, I'm just gonna block you with that. Of course, that's why I played it. Destroy target creature. I got it. Play that forest. So at the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card, then if it at the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile a card from your graveyard. If it's a creature, gain 1/1. So that's good, we can play those. So I can pay you to bring that out if I want to. How many are in my graveyard? 3. It's not enough yet. Short target creature. When it dies, create a 2/2 black zombie. Which might be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, now I'm just got the ooze going off. So when that enters the battlefield. Another one, so it enters the battlefield. Create a 1/1 and create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token that then attach citizen crowbar to it. Crypt creature gets +1/+1 and has tap for 1, sacrifice citizen crowbar, destroy target artifact or enchantment. I don't have an artifact or an enchantment. You can kill its own thing, but not mine. Why are you reading that? That's not... None of these are artifacts or enchantments. I guess he's seeing if they say artifact or enchantment on them. He has 4 mana left. Choose target permanent in your graveyard. If the mana value of 3 or less, you may put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put it onto the battlefield, you may... or put it into your hand, gain 3. Choose 1 to exile. View battlefield. This is going to get just a +1/+1. Crawling infestation. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may mill 2 whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere during your turn. Create a 1/1 green insect creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, I think I'm just like permanently out of time. I'm just going to kill that because I don't have it flying on me right now. Then I'm going to play that. As long as there's 4 creatures, we don't have any more, so we're just going to attack with you and you. I can't risk him because it's going to keep producing more ooze. This can die though, because of that crowbar. You can actually use that on something, but he sacrificed that, so he has to use it again. Don't know what that was. Take action. It's got a 1/1 there. So what do we put in there? In the trash. Oh, he gave up. The heck? I wasn't expecting to win my first game. Like, I'd expect just a quit. We barely even got it started. I mean, I did have everything I needed to go infinite if he couldn't kill my dude. Some gold, some XP. Oh, I didn't even look at these. These cards play 25 lands. Cast blue or black. Play 40 creatures. Is this 15 games? Question mark. Earn wins in standard, ranked, or events. You get a win for that. And there's just XP towards that. You can play again. I wasn't expecting it to go so well. I know we spent like an hour and a half opening 53 packs this time, but whenever I play again, we can't just go straight into playing. Because I don't know how many games I want to play. Ooh, a Liliana. That is fine. I don't want that in my hand, but it's fine. Got mushroom here though, so that's actually good. We can mushroom immediately. Tap black. 2 mushrooms. Tapped land, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Draw a card, okay. It's a 1/2. That enters the field tapped. Now he knows I have. I don't want to care about the blitz, just play it normally. I'm attacking. Tapped as well, gains 1. I don't know what that is. This is a mythic though. Blade of the Oni. Menace. Equipped creature has power, base power, and toughness 5/5 has menace. And is a black demon in addition to his other stuff. Reconfiguration. Okay, so it could just, okay, that could just attach itself. This is 2 or more lands, which we do. Kicker. Return target creature. Card from your graveyard to the hand. Kick it for more. What do you do? When old enters the battlefield, at the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. If a card is milled, create a token. If a creature card is milled this way, create a 1/1 insect token. Just go there. Nice. Sacrifice artifact, add 1 mana of any color. We'd still make another. And I will attack with him. Because I need these things to die. Because I need more things down here. We're at 1. We have 1 in there. So we're gonna mill 3, so we should be able to get that. Detach whenever we draw a card, you gain life. The land, we get a treasure. Land. An opponent draws a card, lose 2. Get a 2/2 black token. Play that. Play that. So we have 2. I'm going to just go there. Need 3 to kick this. Then I'm just going to attack. If I attack with that, he's just going to block with that. There's no attacks. When you draw, gain 2. When your opponent draws, deal 2. That's kind of rough. Granted. Crypted that to that for 5/5. Don't care. There's that. There's that. There's that. Old Sticky Fingers. When you cast a spell, reveal cards from your top of your library until you reveal X creatures cards. Put all creature cards reveal this way into graveyard, then put the rest in the bottom. Old Sticky Fingers power and toughness are each equal to the number of creature cards in the graveyard. So we can do that. Pay however much we can. So let's go to the top of your library until you reach X creature card. Put all creatures cards reveal this one into the graveyard. Let's pay 5. Cancel, just cancel. I didn't want to like go through all that. So we only have a little bit of mana. Kick your exile target, artifact or enchantment. If the spell was kicked, choose a card to exile. Let's see. Don't want to get rid of that. So 2. So I can only play about 3. Can only pay 3. How many cards I have? 35 in the deck, it looks like. Got no attacks. So we have 5/5 to deal with that now, but I can force them to attack that. One or more artifacts you control leaves the battlefield during your turn. Create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Sacrifice an artifact, like with Anvil, deals 1 damage to each opponent. You gain 1 life. One of these things, we've seen that. When you play it, turn a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Don't want to get rid of that. Play that. So I don't have enough mana for that. I'm gonna play that. I didn't realize it was only for time being. Like, is that 4 now? Okay. Let's keep exiling and making him weaker. That's a 5/5, that's a 4/5, so that means I can attack with that. If we buy more time... I'm not going to kick that. I want that Death Touch. Even if it makes them weaker. Then I'm going to no attack, so we're going to slowly build this. Plus, out of nowhere, with these 2 cards, they can do like 15 damage. Oh, Lusting. Got 1 more card left. 1 card and 3 mana. It's already black, white, blue, green, red, green. They have like almost every mana. If not every mana. White, black, blue, green, red. Yeah, they have every mana in this deck. Okay. I take 2, but now we have that. Exploit, forget. When Felsinger exploits a creature, target player draws 2 and loses 2. So let's kill the bug. Then we draw 2, we're gonna take damage, so... And when they draw, it's like this worst thing. Because they gain 2 and they lose 2, so that's fine. They can gain all the health they want. I know that just gave them card advantage, but I did not need to take 2. I would have taken more damage if I did that. Attack with that. I still have a lot left. Because I have to attack with multiple to kill this. What do they have in their deck? 69 still? Mana. Another one of these. Nature's Embrace. Enchant creature or land. As long as enchantment permanent is a creature, it gains 2/2. The land, it gains tap at 2 mana of 1 color. I'm going to slowly die though, as long as this darn thing stays alive. I have a kill card in here, right? I should have used that sooner. Unless I've used it. Get rid of you. Yeah. So do that. Play this. To get kill. Oh, we can't get these. The permanent, but we can't grab those. Oof. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just give me land, I guess. Attack with you again. Oh, that's a 7/7. Okay, you want to play that, then that would kill that. So I can't play that. We have 6/5. I have to wait for him to attack, otherwise we get screwed over. Not much I can do. He's just gonna win just from holding out. Because I can send both of these out. But now that that's 7/7, I can't really do anything. I think there's really no attack. We just sit here and just bleed out, I think. I don't know how many kill cards are in this. It sucks that 2 of them are there. Sacrifice that. Oh, to draw so I can keep healing. Man of any color. The heck? Oh, what is this over here? If it becomes day or night, or if a day-bound permanent enters the battlefield, track day and night for the rest of the game. Becomes day, transform all night-bound permanents. If a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night next turn. Take 2. Whenever one or more creatures dies, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn, so we can't really play any of these. Mill 3. We can't play either of these just because of how this works. So now we're even. I'm gonna go there. So I still have a death touch here. If he tries anything, if they try anything. Okay, just the one. Yeah, gain 3. Sacrifice something to draw. Daybound guy again. Just slapping with 7 every turn is not going to be good enough. Okay, we only have like 20 something. Okay, at least that's another body, I guess, but... No, 3. Mana? Oh, conscript's in there now. Okay, return conscript to the battlefield. Do only if a non-skeleton died under your control this turn. I think we can really use that. I think we just go next and slap with our 2 7s. So now we have 14 damage coming in a turn. Which seems... oh, end turn. Spooky for him, but he's gaining 2 health a turn. And we're taking 2 damage a turn. So you just might start swinging at a certain point. Cycling 3, so drop that to heal. They're just gonna keep healing. So if we do win this, it'll be crazy, but I don't think we're going to win. Because I'm just using a starter deck, and this guy is using a very specifically tuned deck that they've clearly made. I don't think I really feel like making a deck either. Still with the starters. Plus it makes it alright if we do lose. Like we can't help it, we're just using a starter. We're just using a baby deck. Another one of those. They basically just heal themselves by destroying their mana. To get back up to full. That. Take 2. Now we're doing 16 damage a turn. But he could just heal all that off, so it's 16 there. I can't use that, so... We're only doing 31 damage if I swing with everything. So he's gonna let that just go through. Since he has every color in the game, he could just probably kill me with a red card. We just get really unlucky with the mill, because we would have been able to live through this if we had not milled these kill cards over here. Oh, Planeswalker. You got a Planeswalker in there too? Come on, man. I'm using a starter deck.
I don't know.
Got a freaking Planeswalker.
Something you don't know.
We used a lot of mana. It was only 3 mana to play the Planeswalker. Has to do that to draw. Also, their deck is like a lot of cards. Because they are drawing like several cards a turn. And yet they still have 46 cards to my 23. Granted, I've been milling a lot, but they've drawn more cards than I've milled, I think. And yet they still have double my deck. Back up to 29. We can do 31 damage with how many cards we have. More than that, even, I think. If I swing with everything right now. Oh, Ooze is in there. Get that out of there. Really? Mana? That's what you do? So just play that. Then everything goes in. Then we just... because we're going to lose in 2 turns anyway, so we had to attack right now. I probably should have waited 1 more turn, but oh well. We lost this game like 20 rounds ago. All I gotta do is block enough damage where I can't one-shot them. Actually blocking that. Order blockers, drag to order creatures blocking. Okay. But morbid opportunist. What is blocking what? Oh, these two are blocking that. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I guess. Fine, resolve. What did I get? That's an additional cost. We finally got a kill card, but too little too late though. Sacrifice a creature or pay. I have 3 mana. Need to pay 4, which we don't have, so. Hold on, let's go back over here. Exile target creature or planeswalker. That one. Sacrifice. Submit. Yeah, I think I clicked the wrong thing, so doesn't matter because we already lost. Got the 2/2 to give it extra blocker, but yeah, nothing I do about that. I think I just win by swinging. If I did that right, I could have killed that, and then I still wouldn't have had enough stuff to block, so it doesn't matter. Nothing I could do against a deck like a perfectly constructed deck using a baby's first deck. I'm surprised we won the first game though. Well, I mean, the guy just gave up actually. I could see if I could add anything to this, but I'd rather just win using a trash deck than a like well thought out meta deck. Well thought out overpowered deck. I'd rather be is it David and the Goliath? I'd rather be David than the Goliath. Okay, so I got that. I have 2 or more mana. I mean, this is not good, but I'll keep it anyways. Ding. Bad. Still can't do anything. Gain 1. It's not the black-green deck. But this won't be tapped now. Because I have 2 or more other lands. We need to play that. And I think I'm just going to play that. Thankfully, we have a kill card now. So we have something to deal with problems. What? That's like a trash card. Why did you waste your, like, kill card this early on a trash card? Fight rigging. Hideaway 5. When this permanent enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. Exile 1 face down, then put the rest on the bottom in the random order. Then, at the beginning of your combat, on your turn, put a 1/1 counter. Oh, he put that in there. Oh, we have 2 in there. Good. He's almost about to evolve. Combat. On your turn, put a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control. Then, if you control a creature with power 7 or greater, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Okay. Exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice. You may. It says. Has he been eating his life? Oh yeah, he used that. What? Whenever shakedown heavy attacks, defending player may destroy target creature with a total power of less. A lot of kill cards. This isn't a special deck. I mean, this isn't a starter. This is a watch out the spell. So just instantly can attack. Okay, we've evolved though. Spell can't be countered. Trample, ward, haste, toxic. Toxic 4. Dang, I really want a toxic deck. Where's my kill card? Hold on. View battlefield. Why is it telling me that? Spell can't be countered. What about you? I think that's what I want to attack. Why is it... Yes, that one. Oh, ward 4. Ah, that's why it's telling me not to do that. Whatever. He wins, because this is like... I'm not even going to attack. I'm just going to win. We got against a super high deck. I'm just going to let him beat me up. Yeah, he's like just wasting kill cards on cards that don't even matter because he knows he's won already. What was he asking? Have your opponent something? This doesn't matter, right? Yeah, it died already. What think I do about that? Can you give me someone who is just starting the game? Not these people with overpowered meta, pre-constructed. Not pre-constructed, the opposite of that. But maybe against someone who's actually started. I haven't played this game in years, and I didn't play online when I played it back in the day either. I just played against bots. So the fact that I'm going up against people like this, that basically won in what, like 3 turns? Like, hello? Where is your matchmaking? Oh, we can actually start with that. Good opening. Let me guess, you're gonna play a black and then kill it? Let's see. That is a black, though. It's cool black. Cool swamp. Okay, we lost 2 mana there, but we did get a creature. We have 2 creatures in there already. I don't want this card, so it's good that it's in there. So just 1 more, and this will evolve. Come on. Nice, we hit it. Take a card creature from your graveyard to your hand. You gain 2 life. If the spell's kicked, turn another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So kick for that. Kick for 3, we can do that. Give me that and that. Okay, so this guy's going to build up to something like we are able to do this early, but any minute now they're going to go nuts. Okay, black and white. Circuit Mender. 3/2/3. Well, we're going to get rid of that. Circuit Mender enters the battlefield. You gain 2 life. When Circuit Mender leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Okay, look at that. Enter but dies. You may exile it. When you do, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. What is in my... I don't have a decline. Okay, gain some health. The Zumi Blade Master, choose one. Yeah, get that out of here. Make me stronger. Has Death Touch, as long as you control an artifact, which they do not. Has Menace, as long as you control an enchantment, which they do not. Target creature, or Planeswalker. So kick this for 4, and we can get rid of a non-permanent instead. I think I'm just going to kick this. Kick. Get that out of here. We don't want to play that. Everyone attack. So we've gotten kind of lucky. I don't think this guy's drawn anything, but it's only a matter of time until they bring out some sort of nonsense. They have 4 mana. 5 if they have something that isn't a special land. They have 2 white, 3 black right now. They have an artifact. Static Net. When Static Net enters the battlefield, so he stole my guy. Exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Static Net leaves the battlefield. When Static Net enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. I got another one of those. That's good. Can this kill a... what you call it? Exile target creature planeswalker. No, we needed to use this, the Terra Sunder. So I should have used Eaten Alive instead. Oof. Two. So we got 2 in the pockets. So next turn, this is going to turn into a 4/4. Flashback. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. Well, I don't have that cost, so I can't do that. We'll have to wait for that. It's down to 7. I mean, taking that away from me hurts. It's back to a 1/1, 2 probably, right? Because it got taken off the board. All its counters got removed. Add colorless. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. He didn't play mana last turn, so he doesn't have any mana in his hand. The music on this map is really nice. That's why I turned it up earlier. Mysterious Limousine. When a Mysterious Limousine enters the battlefield, really? You're really gonna take all of my guys away? Battlefield or attacks, exile up to one other target creature until Mysterious Limousine leaves the battlefield. If a creature is put into this exile this way, return each other card exiled with Mysterious Limousine to the battlefield under its owner's control. Crew 2. Okay, so this. Create X/2/2 black zombie creature tokens with decay, where X is half the number of creature cards in your graveyard rounded up. I don't know how many I have in there. 1, 2, 3, 3, so that would be 2? Because it's like 1.5, rounded up, that's 2, so we don't want to use that yet. I need as much junk in the graveyard as possible. When Kami of Terrible Secrets enters the battlefield, if you control an artifact and enchantment you drew a card and gain 1. Okay, I mean I can kill that, but probably should wait. Whenever Mokotai Soul Ripper attacks, you may sacrifice another artifact or creature. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on Mokotai Soul Ripper and it gains menace until end of turn. Crew 2. So these are artifacts, but how does he put them on the board from there? Crew 2. I guess he paid crew cost, I guess. Is that the good one? No, that's my original. So now that he has stuff going, he might actually be able to win. I'm basically out of juice at this point, and he's just been biding his time. Okay, swapped with that instead, but now this turned into a 4/4 or 3/3. Now that's off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can get 2 off of this. It's what? Plates ballists. Okay, well, game. Actually won another one. Nice. 500 and some XP. Ooh, big money for some reason. I don't know why. Like the battle pass or something? Oops. This is free, right? Oh, we do have an extra pack. Open that now since it doesn't really matter. We're never going to use these, so we might as well just use them. We didn't get a special looking card here, though. Rotting Dreadship. Seraph of New Capenna, Bound Herd Beast, Core Halberd, Searing Barb, Yargle, and Multani. 3 plus 2 black and a green. And it's just a 18-6. I've heard much about you from my daughter, Multani Remold. There was a time when I'd balk at your aid, Phantom, but she has shown me the merit in Urborg's strange ways and then just gibberish from Yargle. 18-6 from a 6, so you're getting, for a 6 cost, you're getting an 18-6. Another Mirror Shield Hoplite, and another, oh no, it's a different one. Fire Song and Sun Speaker. 4 plus a red and a white. Red instants and sorcery spells you control have a life link. Whenever a white instance or sorcery spell causes you to gain life, Fire Song and Sunspeaker deals 3 damage to target creature or player. 4/6, that's pretty good. A 6 costs 4/6 that makes all your sorceries in this particular deck give you life and deals an extra 3 damage on top of that. Cast creatures. Win. We'll get a ways away for that. Let's keep using this. This deck's good enough, as we've seen. We're 2-2. Now we lost 2, we won 2. Another person using this guy. Okay, 3 mana. And then kill card. Yeah, 2 kill cards, and then that guy. I was gonna play that first, because unless we get a green, we get our mushroom guy. 53, 53. We both have 53 cards, so it's a deck of 60. It's their turn, right? I think they were debating their hands. One and 2 blacks. Oof. So at least there's a creature down there, but that's still kind of rough. Swamp. Blood Tribe Harvester. Okay, way too much value for a 2 cost. What is this? Create a blood token. Sacrifice blood with Harvester. Target creature gets negative XX until end of turn, where X is the number of blood tokens you control. And then discard a card, sacrifice this artifact, draw a card. Okay, well, just give me that. And let's just kill this now. Just so I don't have to deal with that later. Okay, 2. Let's heal 2? No, just heal 1. Another one. Okay, when you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. We have another one in there, so I think what we do is that. Then we do choose a additional cost, sacrifice a creature, target creature or planeswalker, that. Sacrifice you. Target artifact or enchantment. It stacks out that. So we can kill those if we need to, but we'll just end. Fortunately, we don't have any other. Okay, 2 swamp. 2 swamp and then 2 red or blacks. Flying trample when choose one, exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards, create 3 tokens. Dies. Choose one, exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards or create 3 treasure tokens. I'm just going to mill here. Ah, one of those guys, dang it. That's exactly where they don't want to be. So that's 1, 2. That's 2. This guy can come back, but someone has to die. I think we just end there. This is what I want, so... So we have 1... and that's it. Like, I want to have to kill this. But I might have to. Okay, whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a token, sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play this card this turn. Vice Speeder enters the battlefield. Each opponent discards a card. Mana. Dang, I lost mana again. A taxidermist. This is a kicker for 4 to kill. I can't do anything against that, so I think what we do... is just kick this to kill that. Then we don't. Also, that was exile, not kill. I didn't realize that was exile, so I used it sooner. Put me at a disadvantage because I didn't use it the right way. Oh, I wanted this to die, actually. What am I doing? I needed to attack with that. It needs menace with that, so I can't block. Another treasure. He has a lot of mana, so he can use that now, and then he has all that mana, so it'll be fine. Oh no, another artifact. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 0/0 construct artifact in addition to its other types, and it has this creature gets +1/+1 for each construct you control. It gains haste until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. You can pay 1 and tap, which you can't do that because he's out of mana this turn. Nice, that was another. So this lets me grab something. Okay, I don't want that. He needs to stay there. Give me that. Costs 3, so I can't play that this turn. Gonna play that just to have the extra hits. So how many are down there? Just him and then him. So we have the 2. Another one of these guys. Discard's the only card I had, the one I just drew. Another blood thing. Gonna kill the mushroom. Oh no, thanks you. Oh, it gets exiled, not killed. Okay. Oh no, did it get exiled? 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3. So we have our 3. Oh, it's gonna become a 3/3. It's gonna take you that long to read that. You know what it does. It's been doing it every turn. We get an instant kill card or what? Oh, that's there too. So play that. With this turn, so we can't do that now. Blitz of its own cost. So I can attack with that. Then I think I'm just going to attack with you. And that's going to die no matter what, so... just the one. So he doesn't have any other cards. It's a sacrifice to get something. Weird. But it loses 1 life. I think I'm just going to play that. That was 1. And of course, it's the card that we don't want to be down there. It's always the one that don't want to be down there. Can't use that yet. Okay, thank you for doing what I want you to do. Can't play it this turn, but that's fine. He has a card, but he has another treasure, so he can exile. Get another card and exile it in hopes that he gets something. He's really thinking about this. Battlefield, deal 2 damage to any target. Which now I can't block that. Block that 2 damage. You know what it does. I think he's forgotten that that has menace, possibly, from everything I'm playing. When experimental synthesis or leaves the battlefield, exile the top card of your library until end of turn. You may play this card. He has, what, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to play? It was just a land, oof. 2 and then 3 sacrifice. Experimental. Create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. Okay, get rid of that. Now he has a 2/2 that won't tap. When there's a battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card on Earth, and it doesn't really matter. Didn't have a card to discard, so. Nice, more of that. Pay 2 to blitz that. Non-skeleton. That is not a skeleton. So I'm going to do that. Okay, he didn't fall for it, so now I can't play that. Unfortunately. So just waiting for a top deck. Though, I always have 2. Sacrifice an artifact, draw a card. Discard, draw, actually. So he's going to keep discarding until he finds something good to play. Enters the battlefield, gain 2, so that's the opposite. You gain 2, leaves the battlefield, draw. He has 11 damage on the board, so I need to be careful. Dang. Doesn't have any cards. It's gotta slowly peck away. Have 11 damage here, but so do they. Refuses to let that go. So he can do the same thing. He can pop blood to get rid of whatever he drew if he doesn't like it. Only Cult Anvil. Or one or more artifacts you control leaves the battlefield during your turn. Create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact. Creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Sacrifice an artifact. Deals 1 damage to each opponent. You can tap it to create to deal 1 damage and gain 1. So I don't think we're going to be able to win because I don't have a board wipe. We have a big 5/3. Attacks each opponent if able. They still don't have any minions there, so I don't want to get rid of that. If we can get rid of our fellow, we can get rid of the taxidermist. Ah, exactly why I didn't want to do anything crazy. Because I figured I could get another card from my graveyard. get that. We can get that if we want. Get the Fell Stinger, which is probably what I'm going to grab. So now we have Death Touch. We're running out of time. There's nothing we can do. Timeout used. Exploit. I'm going to exploit you. Target a player. I'm going to target myself. I'm going to draw 2, take 2, which is fine. At least I get mana. We have 3 mana to use as well. Turn middle 3. Create that. We want to use Lushstein first. Rutstein. Okay. I'm not going to attack. How many do we have in here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 monsters, so that's what, 2.5. So 3 if I play that. I'm going to play the beginning of combat, or on your turn, you may pay 1 and sacrifice an artifact. If you do, create a 3/1 red contract artifact creature token with haste. We don't have that many cards left. It's a lot of little things. Any creatures in there? He might if he attacks this turn. Sure would be nice to have a board wipe. But this isn't a white deck. I think I need white for that? I'm not sure. Or maybe red. Yeah, red, I guess, to be able to plink everything. At least for like 1 damage. 1 damage would do a lot here. 2 would be amazing. You don't have very many of those left. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4. I have 9 mana. If I play this correctly, I can use it flashback. I can use it twice the same turn, so I can get 6 2/2s. What's he doing? He's gonna like time out at this point. There is 1 more timeout left. I understand he's like really thinking about this, but he's about to lose via timeout. This is your last amount of time that you get. Dude, you're about to lose. Don't make me win like this. Hopefully he just skips his turn. Okay, I mean, I guess he left. I wanted to make that play because we could have made like 6 2-2s next turn if we wanted to. Like, we had options. We could have bled him out too. But I guess he understood that every time something on his side died and every time something on my side died, he was going to take a lot of damage, so... But we got, what, 3 wins? 3 out of 5, so that's good. We only lost twice, so 3 wins, 2 wins. It's a good place to stop, but tomorrow, obviously, or maybe in later today, we'll actually get more games in, instead of just opening a pack, since this was just supposed to be half packs, half actually playing the game. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers, go to my Kofi, or watch these videos all the way through, because I'm working on watch them and subscribers. So yeah, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. See ya.